So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the VWID Talk podcast. We like to talk about the 2027 model line that VW has announced, VW America. And we have a super special guest, Harley. He's the owner of Peace Vans, and he is the biggest expert on buses. He knows very well the van life, and his company has worked with over 100 customers, 100 happy customers for ID Bus. They have different offerings for camping. But today we are actually talking about the 2027 lineup and the return of the ID Bus. So, Harley, it's great to have you.
Thank you, Jan. It's so much fun to be back with you. Thank you for having me. And as you said, I think we talk to more ID Buzz customers than anyone, and we have a very unique perspective on what has truly evolved to, we think, a fantastic product.
Agreed. So, for those who don't know, Volkswagen has announced their 2027 model year. Every year, car manufacturer announces in the America, in the US, what would be the models that they would be selling for the model year 2027. That typically starts sometimes in the autumn. And the great news is that the Buzz is coming back with one special edition. So we are super excited about that. We are not saying that you cannot buy Buzz. You can buy Buzz even now, right? And probably for good money.
And there's great deals right now.
Exactly. So if you want to have a great deal on ID Buzz, then it would be your opportunity. And we'll talk about what's new for 2027. But before we go to the Buzz, I really also want to give a shout out to VW for redesigning their Atlas. That's their large SUV. It's a regular ICE car, but they have upgraded it into the newest platform, the MQB Evo with EA888 engine. And it's very nicely done, beautifully designed. So if you are in the market for a big SUV, then this definitely is a great.
I was in New York for the debut of that at the auto show, and I was actually very impressed with the car.
Very impressed, right? Yeah. The interior is so nice.
Yeah. They did a great job on that vehicle.
Yes, really awesome. So before we also talk about the Buzz, there is this, I don't know if it's a sad news, because you all know that I'm on the ID4 driver. So the Volkswagen has not committed to restart production of the ID4 in the US for 2027, but they're hinting in the press release that there will be some model refresh. We are expecting regular door handles, redesigned interior with no touch surfaces and all that. So let's be excited about that further announcement. So without any further ado, let's talk about the ID Buzz. So the Buzz is adding a new tourer offering into their lineup, right? And do we know, Harley, what this would be, what it would comprise of?
Yeah, I mean, I know the same information that's publicly available. That I talk to Volkswagen all the time. You know, they don't share anything non-private with me. At the highest level, I'm just very excited that they're just infusing the camping ethic into this product. Yes. Because having spent, I'm up to maybe 50 or 60 nights camping in a Buzz. It's a great vehicle to camp in. So from what I understand, the tourer mode, it's similar to, I think, what they call the Good Night package over in Europe.
Yes.
And it's a sleeping platform that provides support for when the second and third row seats are folded down, and then a mattress that, probably a trifold mattress that folds over on top of that. And then I believe there's a table and a couple chairs. They probably are cleverly stowed away and, create a little ambiance outside the van. And I think, and then they are, and I'm pretty sure it's across all the trim levels, but they'll have what's infamously known as camp mode, which is a piece of software that allows you to run the HVAC, when the car isn't being operated, which, as everyone knows right now in the 2025s, you can do that, but you have to trick it, you have to hack it.
Not easy.
It's less than ideal. I mean, we definitely do it and have achieved great success with it, but it's not I think what software developers would call a native feature.
Yeah. So that's a really good point.
From what I understand, I think that's the tourer package. And, we got a lot of inquiries like, oh, no, is this going to compete with what you do? And not at all. I mean, it's actually complementary. We don't offer
exactly.
We don't offer that base level. Put a mattress in your ID Buzz and camp and sleep. So we're really excited that Volkswagen's going to offer this, and it's a great entry point for people that
who want to try the experience, right? And then the 27 Buzz would be even better for road tripping, because now it has the North American standard charging connector, aka the Tesla plug, so you can natively charge at the Tesla superchargers. Though if you want to charge on the Electrify America superchargers, you probably need to have the opposite connector, but that's a different story. You hardly already alluded to improved navigation or the multimedia that is running their next generation version 6. They are also bringing, which is great for Americas, because Americas in the electric platform never had a store included in the multimedia. So now in the multimedia, you can get different apps like Spotify and YouTube, which is pretty awesome. And that's what our friends in Europe had for many years. And then there are some other changes, like some great changes to the travel assist. For example, if you're changing lanes, that it will wait until the lane is available and then take the lane change. Or for example, if you like more like the real touch buttons on the steering wheel, that's what they're delivering, and they're already shipping this bus in Europe. So those are really exciting things. We haven't heard about anything about like range, or because we feel like the battery would be the carryover from last model year, right?
Yeah, that's my understanding. And, this is typical. As they get closer to actually selling it, they'll make the final announcement on range and price.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I haven't seen
But
any of that. And, I would expect to see that sometime this fall.
yeah, and it's great that the Tourer actually builds off of the Pro S and adds four-wheel drive, the moonroof, right, the captain's chairs, and there's like a lot to love in that car. So that car would be like very well equipped.
Yeah.
And what I'm also excited about, there's new color. Harley, did you hear about the new
Yeah,
color
yeah,
combination?
the
Cherry red.
cherry red with the candy white. So it's like a
Yes, with
candy
white.
apple,
Yes.
or a candy
Yes.
cherry. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's a
they had
great.
the.
Yeah, I've seen that color in the wild in Europe. It's beautiful.
It is.
I mean, I'll be sad to see I thought the single tones were pretty.
Mm,
Black, white, and silver. They're definitely like elegant colors, particularly for like people mover commercial applications.
absolutely.
But they definitely like the duotones outsold by 10 to 1. So.
That makes sense. And in the US, we just had the Metro Silver and the Cherry Red. So now it will be even more contrasty, because the top won't be silver anymore; it will be white.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that would be very cool color. There are some special wheels as well. So, and what also a lot of people are asking about a tow hitch, and there is an option of a tow hitch. We don't know exactly how the tow hitch would look like, if it would be this electric automatic that is in Europe, or how this would look like. We'll see. If you have some ideas how this would look like, let us know down in comments. So it's pretty much then super exciting to look for this. So Harley, just thinking about your customers, and what are you seeing is the most common, most frequent color combination of the bus?
It's mostly the four duotone colors. I would say we see mostly green and blue,
Mm-hmm.
and then orange, and then yellow, and then we do
Okay.
right now we have three silver and white ones
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
in
Full
the
silver
shop.
and full, so it's the single
Yeah,
color. Yeah.
yeah, and I like that one. That one's kind of the most elegant of them. It's not the
The
most
silver.
fun, but it's a little more
Mm-hmm.
sophisticated. But I would say it goes blue, green, yellow, blue, green, orange, yellow, silver, and then we get a smattering of the single colors, white,
I see.
silver. Yeah.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Okay, that's awesome. And by the way, if you are keen on getting the ID Bus Tour for the sake of camping, don't worry, because that is something that you can already do today. Because if you're okay with the features that the current buses have, then you can potentially reach out to Harley about a specific solution. They have a lot of different solutions for just sleeping, or a portable kitchen that you can plug in the kitchen box, or full conversion, or even the pop top, right? So there are options that you can add to your bus already now.
Yeah, and we're seeing a huge amount of interest in the pop top. It's really, I mean, today alone we had, it's 4 p.m. on the West Coast, and we had at least 4 inquiries about a pop top today.
And that is incredible, because this was the first time I was able to kind of stand in the bus, right? Because if the pop top is open, you can stand upright in the bus. Plus, you're also holding like a bedroom almost upstairs, where you have your sleeping space.
Yeah, it's comfortable sleeping for two, and it's just so evocative of, and I would say 50% of our customers had a Volkswagen camper back in the
Mm-hmm,
day.
mm-hmm.
So, they're just so passionate about recreating that experience, even if it's just they retain all the passenger seats down below. Just the idea of having the pop top and going out camping occasionally and sleeping in the pop top, it's just so intriguing and interesting, and they're very passionate about it. So it's been really fun to finally realize that vision. As you know, it's been a long time. I mean, it took us a year to develop it,
Yeah.
test it. Yeah, so it's exciting to be
And
finally manufacturing and installing it.
so the version that you have, it's a specifically designed and developed for the ID bus. It's not a generic off the shelf pop
No,
top, right?
absolutely not.
It
Yeah.
has to, and it does look like it belongs there, and that's the whole point.
Yeah, I mean, we went to great efforts to create something that was aerodynamic,
Hmm.
elegant, and followed the body line of the car,
Yep.
and just looked like it belonged. I mean, we've
Yep.
been in this game a long time, and the number of just, not necessarily on the ID Buzz, but on any van, things that are just bolted on and don't look like they belong. It's so ugly. And that was something we just didn't want to put on the ID Buzz. So it took a
Makes sense
long time
because
to create something that was
yep.
just perfect for the Buzz.
Perfect. And that's awesome. So we'll link a video that we've actually met together in a couple of months ago when you were introducing the pop top. So we'll link the episode here. So if you're interested looking at that. So that's great. That's the pop top. So from a wrench loss perspective, because you alluded to it, that you wanted to design the pop top that is very aerodynamic, and so now you probably have data from you and your customers, like how significant is the wrench loss? Is it
Yeah, when we're seeing 7 to 10 miles.
okay? Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
nothing. I mean, the
exactly.
top weighs about there's weight. I think the
Yep.
the like weight of the top is like maybe 290 pounds, and we take out about maybe 40 pounds of material. So net weight gain is 250. But really, it's the drag coefficient that drives
Hmm.
range. The car's designed to carry weight. So yeah, we're seeing almost no loss of range for the pop top. I mean, a little bit, but it's negligible.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great to hear. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And if you have any questions, let us know down in comments. Or if you have done some cool camping trip, then let us know down below as well. So Harley, is there anything else that you would
Yeah,
like to
I mean,
share
I,
before we
I
wrap up?
will just say we're just so excited. I mean,
Yep.
Volkswagen is, when they, the news was just misreported, back in
Yeah,
the
it
spring.
was said in
It was
December.
just,
Yeah.
the
Mm.
information leaked out of the dealer channel before they could get their press release out, and the press just wrote it's canceled,
Yep.
and so we're very excited to see official word in writing on paper. This is the plan, this is the program, and it's been really affirming for us that this vehicle that we have so much fun with and so many people are passionate about. And it's not perfect. It's not a perfect vehicle, but we're just thrilled that we get another lease on life. And every single person we interact with this vehicle, whether they buy a product or not from us, whether they just we just see them driving, they're all super happy.
Yep.
And I don't know another car that does that.
Hmm.
So the fact that more joy is being created in the world is just a good thing right now. So I'm happy about that.
100% on that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That is a perfect closure for everybody. So thank you so very much.
Awesome,
And
Jan. Thank you. We'll have to get you out camping with the pop top soon.